So the name of our company now is the Farmer Companies. Adam Farmer is our CEO. He started the company about 3.5 years ago, which was trying to take brands, looking at brands that very high sales, high visibility in certain categories, and use that brand and license the name and the brand and bring it into other categories in grocery stores and anywhere else. It's a brand that, especially in the Northeast and New England, everybody knows. They're, in the dairy department, people love the brand. They love that it's cooperative, that there's farm families, 300 of them based up in, New England and upstate New York. Got into a program with Cabot, and that's where he started. That's where the company started, with Cabot. And since then, it's been a great success. Well, we really didn't have a problem, right? When I saw your question, I thought, well, how do I answer it? Because we didn't have a problem, because we were just starting out. So it was really, how can you help us? Not that we had a problem. How do we grow? How do we start this small little piece, and how do we grow it? And, again, coming from, my background, it's, hey, if we're going to run salty snacks, unlike macaroni and cheese, where we run a warehouse program, salty snacks is very, people, it's people buy it on the spot. People, it's very impulsive. People want to buy it there. So you want the brand, you want the items to be hopefully in multiple locations around, the store. So for me, it's about, hey, racks are really high profile. You can move them. You can put them in different parts of grocery or convenience stores. So my thought was, let's find a company that could help us, supply us with the racks we need, give us the support we need early on. And again, knowing Bordentown from previous roles, I felt like at least it was a natural to give you guys a call. We had done some business in, obviously, in some of the companies that worked prior. Knowing what Bordentown does and the support that you could help us with to grow our, just take a business from really nothing and grow it. Yeah. What's great is the customer service that you guys supply us. Probably all your clients, between Zach and Zara, really staying on top of it and being communicative and really keeping us up to date on what is going on, time frames, when we could expect things, lead times, cost structure. The customer service has really been, I say, top notch, and that's made us feel comfortable with what we're doing with Bordentown. So again, it's the people in the room here have made it possible. Yeah, again, just obviously from the beginning, everything that we brought in from Bordentown has increased our sales, right? Because we started from nothing. But the big piece here for 2025 is global marketing, the convenience chain that we're working with now up in New England and in upstate New York, where we've gone to them, we've worked out a program with them, and we have a 2-phase program here in 2025. And the first one's underway right now, where we've purchased 150 racks from Bordentown, and that's when we look at what it brings back in dollars and revenue to us, it looks like it's going to be about $250,000 net sales for us over a 52-week time frame. That's a big piece of growth for us. It's a influential customer up in New England. To be honest, we didn't have a choice on what type of equipment. This is what the customer was looking for. We have knockout boxes that our products come in. So in some locations of other accounts, we could just stack, a stack of 5. But here, that's not what they were looking for. They were looking for something that was sturdy, that wasn't going to be, knocked over, that could be filled up instantaneously as it sells through. So, we sort of looked at the cost structure, what we, and what our pricing is to our retailers. And it made sense to take to make the investment in permanent racks. It's what the customer wanted, but if it didn't work for us financially, we wouldn't take the opportunity. But it did make sense for us. So there's certainly a need for corrugate, right? There's certain accounts, certain C-stores, certain ones that are like, hey, I'll let you put something up for the weekend, right? It's Super Bowl weekend. Hey, this is our busy week. The busiest year. Hey, I'll give you a display, but it's got to come down on Monday or Tuesday. So corrugate, obviously, you would not invest in a rack, a permanent rack, if something's going to come out in 4 or 5 days or a week. So corrugate does give you that, difference to be able to put up those displays as well. So I think there's certainly a need for it. I like having both avenues. Like I said, It's just a matter of what the consumer wants and how it fits to what their programs are. If we didn't have access to permanent, in wire, we wouldn't be able to do these upcoming 300, locations this year. So certainly having access to it is a benefit. And again, coming from, my background or anyone who's been in this business knows that you have to have access to permanent equipment. I mean, that's, it's a need. I think, again, especially for a brand that's just starting, right? For a company that's just starting, people don't know the name. They don't, they haven't seen it before. So I think it's been valuable for us to be able to put the logo out there for a header card for people to see when they walk by. I think some people might feel even more comfortable knowing that the rack looks premium. It doesn't just look like we threw it, up there and just trying to sell some product. We're a premium, our brands are premium brands. And I think consumers sometimes, if they don't see that, don't think of it as premium. So, if they just see a wire rack that's thrown up, they may not feel comfortable investing dollars into buying a bag for the first time. So it's definitely helped. We love the side panels. We think that's makes the rack too. Besides the product that we're putting on it, we think it adds to it.